Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of the Chat with UK. Thank you all for tuning in. So today we are going to be discussing an important issue that impacts me greatly, which is my country, Nigeria. As most of you know, the country Nigeria has been a hot topic in the media. So much has happened and so much still happening. So today I have the pleasure of chatting with two incredible young people doing great in their individual fields, and I couldn't be more proud. So without much further ado, please help me welcome Enna Shitu and Gabriel Isu. Welcome and thank you for joining me today. I am so thankful and humbled to have you guys on here. It's good to see you, Enna and Gabriel. For most of you that don't know, I went to school, high school with these two. And we're all Akwa Ibomites. Hey! Speaking with Isu previously before you joined, we've been, 15 years since we all saw each other?
Yeah, I think about 15 years.
Yeah. But I'm so excited. Eno, you're a lawyer now, and Isu is a product designer. Like, incredible. I'm so happy and so proud of both of you. But I know the viewers will want to know more about you guys, so I'll let you guys introduce yourself. And I can start with you, Isu. Just let us know a little bit about you before we get started.
So, I am Medium Gabriel Isu. So I'm a product designer to give more context, digital product designer. So when you talk about like anything digital, from apps to websites to graphics to anything that happens on the computer. So that's what I do. That's what I do for a living. And on this side, I'm just someone that's passionate about Nigeria. And I've always been looking for avenues to just apply those skills and those things I've learned from time. I think that's pretty much me in a nutshell, actually.
Hey, thank you. Thank you for also being here. Appreciate that. And we go to you, Enna.
No, Shiti. I am a lawyer by profession, and I work my job basically covers corporate governance, corporate practice, legal advisory services for corporate institutions and organizations, SMEs. So I do a lot of work with board of directors, and I also do a lot of work with small and medium scale entities in Nigeria. So that's just a summary of what I do. So I'm sure in the course of the conversation, I'll chip in here and there a couple of things some additional things that I do.
Nice. I'm so excited to have you guys here. So without much further ado, we're just gonna dive into the discussion for today, and we're talking about the new Nigeria. But before we start talking about that, I think it would be unkind of me to at least make mention of the lives that were lost in the whole protest that's been happening in Nigeria. So I'm not going to dive so much into it, but just wanted to recognize that lives were lost in this protest, and we wish the families and their loved ones peace of mind, and we pray that God, helps them through this. So my question now is, because right now a lot of the focus in Nigeria right now has been on the youths. There's been a bad image attached to us, because now we're trying to have our voices heard and make sure that we have a better Nigeria for ourselves and for generations to come. So I'll start with you, Enna. In your own mindset or opinion, how do you think we can rebuild our nation as, young people?
Okay, thank you, sir. I think the first thing is change, and the change has to start with us. You can't be preaching change and you are reflecting something else. It has to be the change that you are preaching. So each and every one of us, you have a responsibility to, project that change that we want to see in Nigeria. So it's not enough to pick and choose what you think is the right thing or the best thing to do in every circumstance. So you don't. How law abiding are you? Are you someone who is very quick to jump the queue, you know, at an ATM, or you easily litter, your environment? Or let's even go to the office, the place of work. Are you oppressive? Do you oppress your subordinates? So it really trickles down to every sphere of the country. And let me give an analysis. So let's say you have a CEO, Fortune 500 type CEO, selected, very good, very savvy, picked and then appointed in the company to take that company forward, improve the revenue and all of that. But the people within that company are lackadaisical, lazy, they, they have poor time management skills, they don't want to get anything done. This CEO, who is the one at the helm of affairs, keeps trying to get them to do their work over and over again. I mean, but he keeps hitting a brick wall. What do you think would happen at the end of the day? He will not get the results. So, but for that company to work well and to operate effectively, everyone has a role to play to meet the bottom line. So it's the same thing in Nigeria. We have put too much focus on one area of governance, and we've forgotten that there are other sub areas of governance. I mean, we have the judiciary, we have the legislature, we have the executive arm, and there's a reason why all these arms exist, so that checks and balances can exist, can be carried out effectively. One arm does not overreach the other, but that's not what's happening right now. We just focus on one area of governance and leave it at that. A lot of people don't even care about local government elections or even state government. We don't even know who our reps are. I mean, if I ask a lot of people who is representing your constituency, you don't know. So there's just that whole lackadaisical attitude and aloofness that we need to really do away with and start being conscious to push change in your offices. If you go to the market, anywhere you go, you are pushing change. You need to give people hope and the vision of a better Nigeria. So I think that is where we can start.
I like that. It goes beyond just thinking about the nation as a whole, but it starts with us individually, inward. How are we, acting it to other people or this or that? So it has to do with us. So I really like that. So what about you? What thoughts do you have about this? How can we rebuild our nation as young people?
I think I said it all. And it's the obvious. It's the obvious and only way. Yeah. The same way the country spoiled. Sorry, I'll wait to. I might interject some pidgin here and there because I can't keep up with it. Yeah. It's the same way the country is on. Whether I like it or not, like these people are scapegoats. They started being corrupt from the grassroots when they were some of them motor park guys or university lecturers. They started and until they found themselves in position of power. So it's from that level, like anyone said, that we need to start fixing it, and from the grassroots, from our mindset, right? And as young people, we come to a consensus. Like doesn't mean we need to sign a document and say, "Oh boy, we need to do better, all of us," right? Right? And little things like if you see someone throwing, I still throwing rubbish on the road or throwing stuff out of the car. Car commentators are warn people in there, especially in this Lagos. Like, guy, why did you do that? You get what I'm saying? It's those little things, and I'm sure that guy went home and thought about his life. Like, next time I want to do that thing, I'm sure you think people do it again. About it. You thought to come to you. I imagine like 5, 6, 7 people have warned this guy before. He's going to stop. So aside from changing your mind, it's possible to change everybody's mind and how to use mind, but like also just hold each other accountable. Don't be shy to call out wrongs or to like correct people, and yourself included. Mm-hmm. I think if we start there, everything takes time. If we start there, I believe change.
I agree. We need to have morals. I think that's very important individually, because once we have that, because I think Nigeria is a country of immerse culture and respect. And that's the one thing that I really really love about our country, our culture and the respect that we have. But at the same time, we need not to be like I don't know how to put it. We focus so much on culture that then it becomes how do I put this? Because I was watching a video, and this lady was talking about how the youth were how she branded the youth as hoodlums and this and that, drug dealers and all, and then telling us, oh, we need to have an orientation for the entire youth, like we need respect, we need this, we need to learn this, we need to learn that. Like, forget all of that right now. Forget the whole respect and culture part. How are we thinking? How is our mentality? We need to improve on that and change it. So now my next question would be, because we've not always held our leaders accountable for the things that they do, which I'm so proud of the youth right now. Through this whole process, I saw how the youth came together. Like, this was so incredible. Came together in every state. And even they were cleaning up, they were taking care of everyone. If you didn't have food, there was food provided. It was great to see us work together in a unity. So I was really proud of that. But now the question is, how do we hold our leaders accountable? Who gets punished? Is it just is it just going to be are we just holding accountable the citizens or our leaders? And how do we punish them?
Like I would always say, like my catchphrase, where there is no accountability, impunity reigns supreme. A society where accountability does not exist will eventually be chaotic. So whether we like it or not, we must hold our leaders accountable. We must. And that's where the assemblies, the House of Assemblies, National Assembly, State House of Assemblies come in. So if these arms of government have not been pulling their weight before, everyone needs to start pulling their weight. And which is why I always say we all need to get involved. We all need to get involved. If you elected people to positions, you don't sit back and just be looking. Things are not working. And you're just so aloof. So I don't care, I want to run out of the country. No, we're not running anywhere. We're going to sit back and we're going to fix our country. And we're going to hold these people accountable. There's a page on Twitter that I would recommend that we can follow. It's called Tracker NG. I stumbled on it a couple of days ago. And they're doing an amazing job. An amazing job. How many of us know the budget for our constituency? How many of us? How many of us know the budget for our state? How many? You know that there are projects that funds have been allocated for, and they have not been executed. They're all just sitting down complaining. But we need to put a process in place to track these things. And that's what that organization is doing. And I'm so impressed. And right now, they are looking for champions, accountability champions. So I encourage anyone to sign up in your constituency. Find out. So this project, this amount was allotted. Why has the work not been done? Get the numbers of your representatives, get their email addresses, get their handles, send them emails. I'm just writing to follow up on this. I just want to know why this and this has not been done. If 10, 20, 100, 200, I can assure you, they will sit up, and it starts from one community to the other, and that's it. Every little piece of the puzzle comes together to make a whole. Every single person has a role to play in this quest for accountability. Even in the National Assembly, you have representatives there. You have their details. Call them. Call them. You are representing my constituency, and this and this and this has not been done. I would like to know what's happening with this. A couple of people may receive it and say, oh, because the problem is a lot of people don't like receiving feedback in Nigeria. It's bad. Feedback is a gift. It's a gift, and you need to be receptive to feedback. If you are sitting there as a public servant, you need to be receptive to feedback. Accept that feedback and go back and come back. I mean, you see it in a lot of countries, that other countries out around the world, and that's why things work there. The citizens can easily approach their reps and say, oh, this and this and these are the issues that this area is having. What is your feedback? And they would write to them formally them the steps that are being made. We need accountability. And I would always use a company as an example. If you have a manager or a managing director just running the affairs of the company like that, he doesn't report on the performance of the company, he doesn't report on the losses, he spends money however he likes, that company is going to go towards destruction. So we need to hold these people however we can, as little as, even if it's with like technology, something as simple as if you see a bad road, you take a picture, you send it to a page. Who is in charge of this road? Who is in charge of fixing this road? You follow up. It's that follow through that is so important. You can't start and stop. We need to follow everything to a logical conclusion so that people are accountable. So who is the person that would review all these projects to ensure that? And when I was following that page, I was so impressed because I saw that they have been getting feedback from a lot of representatives, and if all of us get involved, we will begin to see pockets of change, little pockets. I mean, the whole country cannot change overnight. You can't do abracadabra, the country change. No, it has to be little pockets of change, in each area that would eventually evolve in total change. Apply pressure where you can. If you're related to someone who is in, a position that can influence change, apply pressure. Apply pressure. This is my family friend. I won't say this thing. No, you are doing the wrong thing. Apply pressure. If Nigeria works, everybody that lives in Nigeria will enjoy Nigeria. That's the truth.
The main issue right now would be on the topic of greed. Nigeria is, oh my God, our leaders are very greedy. Like, it's very easy to bribe. Like, we're talking about accountability, and it's very easy. Oh, if you go approach one of them, you're not doing what you're supposed to do, they can easily just pay you off. And that's sad. And when you talk about feedback, that is a great idea. But still, because our country is so built on cultural respect, they have this traditional thinking. Oh, who are you to tell me this? I'm older than you. I'm this, I'm that. So like, how can we move past? So I'll direct this question to you. How can we move past that traditional mentality and get them to have a more enlightened, perspective of things if we want that country to change? And it needs to change by all means.
Thank you for bringing that up, because I was going to follow up on that particular note. The note about culture and tradition and its role in the problems we have right now. It's quite interesting, yeah. Like, your parents would spend money. I saw this somewhere and it really hit me like a few weeks back. Parents spend money, send it to school, probably send it to school abroad. Spend money on your enlightenment, yeah. When you come back, the rest of your struggle is them shutting you up or dulling that shine, right? So it's waste of money. It's counterproductive. You're investing so much in me, and you want me to air my opinions. You don't want to hear my ideas. You get anything I say or anything I suggest that's contrary to your beliefs is disrespect. So for the life of me, I do not understand how that works. But and I'm sure all of us, I'm sure we've experienced the same thing. And for me, I think there are two ways, at least in my opinion. One is, do not put your tail between your legs, right? That's what they're banking on. As long as you keep that conversation going, this is what I believe, this is what I think this is what, in the end, something's going to happen, right? So like before, I'm even guilty. Like when I'm trying to talk to an elderly person, and I just shut out, right? But like, I realized that some of my friends, and they are not shy. They're very brave. Like when talking, like, and after some time, you see like, oh, these others actually start liking these my friends. Like, I like the way, you get what I'm saying, he or she is like speaking, challenging. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, but obviously there's a way to do it, right? You shouldn't insult anybody. You shouldn't be disrespectful, right? Yeah. But for me, like the only way is to keep that conversation going with these people. Don't shy away from it. You get what I'm saying? they should not. And it's that culture that ended up in this whole NSAS thing, right? Where they stop you, for example, for having like dreads on your head, right? It's because to these people, that's a sign of rebellion, ignorance. You're a bad boy, you're a bad girl if you dye your hair, whatever color, right? And and nobody's asking you was okay. I have dreads on my head, but what's the content of my brain? What's my ideas? What are the things? They don't want to hear you speak. You meet some other people and sit down before you talk to me. I said like before you talk to me, remove your earring. Like for a guy, like remove it. I was like, wait, like and then you look at America, look at all these countries. When I was doing my master's in England, for example, my professor, like very learned, look at her, tongue piercing. This, so like even for me, it was a culture shock here because you have to do a re-education orientation. I entered the class, I was like, wait, what's going on here? Who is this person that tried to teach us as in she in the wrong room, right? But by the time the things came out from my mouth, I was like, Jesus Christ, who is this intelligent being? And at that point, that's the only thing that matters. And you just don't, that's the only thing that should matter about anybody. Is what ideas or what values are they bringing to the table, not how they look, not what they wear. So there's no way to like change mentality unless we are not shy from that. You don't hold it. The mommy, daddy, uncle, I do not believe you should be like judging me because of the way I look, because of my hair, blah, blah, blah. And you keep the conversation going. Like when I end the argument, just keep going and keep bashing it. And that's the only way. If not, we'll just go back to where we are.
I think it's funny you mentioned that because we Nigerians, we are very big on education. If you guys know that, we are so big on education that even most of our parents who are able to send us out of the country so we can get that education. And like you said, once you come back to Nigeria, everything is dulled down. It's like no one wants to listen to you. And it's funny, we have a lot of youths who are doing incredible, amazing things back home. So it was surprising to hear that they're being stopped for having a good phone, having a good car, or having this. It's like a shock. Like, how can you have this as a young person and we, the grown-ups, don't have that? Like, we are shortening the change of our country. Like, at the end of the day, we are the future, aren't we? So why is it that if we come up with some sort of enlightenment or transformation, is like, nah, you have to be doing something crazy. You have to be in drugs, or you have to be doing Yahoo or 419 kind of thing, and all. And that's very sad. Like, why spend this? Yeah, why spend this much money on our education and then don't allow us use it?
To add to your point, so I think is for a lot of these people here, because let's be honest, it is very, very difficult for you to make clean money in Nigeria, right? So that's the kind of mindset a lot of these people have, and you know that as a young person in the digital era, yeah, like with what I do, for example, I don't have to leave my house for anything, right? And a lot of people like bloggers, writers, like good money, making good living, right? So to them now, you cannot make that kind of money unless you're doing something illegal, because that's how the system works.
Yeah.
There's no how you're not doing anything illegal in this country. Let's call it straight. There's no how, right? There's no how you have not paid bribe before. You get there. There's no how you have not like
True.
to settle something somewhere.
Definitely.
There's no how. So that's the formula that is to look at like young people that are doing amazing things they get on their own, right? We don't have jobs. You have disenfranchised. We don't have life. We don't have internet. We don't have anything. We found a way. Some people are like probably selling stuff on Instagram, on online booking. That's not found a way, right? But even in this like legit way, you still don't believe that they cannot comprehend how it's possible without being a thief. So that's why they're just coming for you. There's no evidence they're just coming for you because you have to be a thief to make it.
Yeah, unfortunately, and that's sad. So let's go into another topic. The main reason why this whole movement started was because of the police brutality on our youth. But let's go more deeper into the whole law enforcement. The system is not working. Our police are undertrained. There is no infrastructure put in place for them. And the mental capacity for them is not, they don't have enough given. So how can, and no, this is going to you, how can we Or better still, what can the country do to help our police? Because at the end of the day, they're the ones to keep us safe. And if they themselves are not safe, if they themselves are not paid adequately or given the proper training, how can we expect them to, keep us safe?
This issue has been like we've drummed this issue several times, and those are the 5 point agendas of the entire movement. And like the last point, which is the welfare for the police. And I know a lot of people have said, "Oh, I mean, if they have issues, they should go and they should go on strike or they should complain and all of that and all of that." But I mean, some people actually find themselves in situations where they want to complain, but they can't because of fear. I would always refer to a work related setting. I mean, you have a superior who is oppressive and you're not happy with your salary and you have so many issues, but then you're like, what if I complain? They may sack me. They may sack me. Everything boils down to that fear of the unknown, fear of the unknown. You don't know what your future holds. So let me just manage this tiny opportunity that I have. And fear is a major factor that has kept the country where it is right now. And you really need to break out from it. Sometimes you should be able to boldly say, okay, what if I lose the opportunity? Fine, it's okay. But then you have done something to your psychology. You have told yourself that you deserve more. We've said this thing over and over again. Give these people better welfare. Look at the barracks.
Oh Lord, I saw that.
It's not good enough. And the sad part of everything is that the people who you are even pushing these things for, a lot of them don't even know that this would benefit them eventually.
Right.
Which I think is another reason why they need to also be educated. They need to be informed. They need to know that, look, a better Nigeria will favor everybody. Nobody is trying to victimize you. Nobody is trying to ostracize you. No. We are only saying we want a society that we'll be proud of, that we'll be happy to raise our children, in this society. So I think it's all about applying pressure. We just need to apply pressure. Right now, it may look like nothing is like it's not going as we think, but I assure you, if we sustain this conversation and apply pressure, you will begin to see results. You will definitely begin to see results. We must not be distracted. We must not.
Right.
We have to pay the cost. But it's so important to enlighten people in your community, in the motor parks. The people who don't have jobs, they need to be enlightened. Because these are the people who are used every time as stooges for destruction. So they need to be enlightened. They need to see the future. They need to be, they are all human beings. There's none of them there that doesn't want to have a better life. But they need to be educated to tell them that, look, would you rather collect or get good education, get good jobs that you can, take care of the family. So this is the role that we all have to play going forward. Wherever, you may say, oh, I'm just one person. Oh, we're not that many. How are we going to reach everybody? But I assure you, it starts with one. Just pick one person, sit them down, educate them, give them the vision for the future. Even if it's to create like a vision board and say, this is how we want the new Nigeria to be. This is good roads, healthcare. That will begin to give people hope. Because at a point, a lot of people have gotten to a state of hopelessness, helplessness. You don't even know, like, if you're just sitting there and you're like, I will jackpot. I don't have any business in this country. And that shouldn't be. If we jackpot, who will fix the country?
I think, in a way, I don't blame them, the Nigerian police, because a lot has been stacked against them. And these people have families they have to feed. They have children they need to put in schools. And so when it comes to morals, it's out of the window. They're like, what is moral going to do for me? Is it going to put food on my table? Is it going to put my children in school so they can have a better life more than me. So it's very easy for a rich person to just to arrest someone, and then without due process, and the person could probably just die in there without any due process, with no court arrangement, nothing. And that's sad that a person can just go arrest you and there's nothing you can do about it. As long as they've paid them, that's it. Like, it's really sad. It's really sad. So what would you say to youth that want to maybe venture into politics, to enact change? What would you advise them? How would you advise them?
Yeah, so my advice to youth who want to venture into politics is very simple. Just do it, right? And you don't be scared or don't be shy of not having all the answers. Yeah. If one thing I've learned from this, they had a lot of them came from Motor Park. They were like actually literal touts to government office, right? No ideas, no nothing. They were just brave. Yeah. So the unfortunate thing is that a lot of them had to like sell their souls, like some godfatherism, or someone had to sponsor because of how expensive elections are. Some of the most expensive things in this country. Yep. That's why you see people in government are spending government funds to win elections to be in government, right? That's why you see like a governor that loses election, he leaves the coffers empty, the state treasury is empty because he uses money to try and win his re-election, right? But the thing is, what I've learned from this movement is like together, the money won't be a problem because we know what crowdfunding is, right? You can see how much we raised during like this whole protest. Like they were confused. Like they started saying terrorist response. You get like and yeah, you get what I'm saying. Like that was the explanation. They could not get how when you block some channels, started raising in crypto, creating that and feeding people. You get what I'm saying? So is how do we come together? How do we galvanize the same structure? See, that's the structure that gives me the structure around this protest. If you replicate that anywhere in your company, in elections, in your anything, it will work.
Yes.
See, there was no on the protest grounds. There was no big mass chat. There was no everybody was there.
All one.
All of us were eating the same food. We were singing the same song. We're all looking out for each other.
Yes.
I won't like post that. I was already giving up on Nigeria. I won't like, but like as I saw, and for me, that's why it's very significant. That's why it means a lot to me, right? And I'm sure there are a lot of young people out there that this thing has just lighted their fire in them, right? Like, if there was any glimmer of hope, that was what I saw there, and that's why I'm supercharged and ever, right? Again, whatever it takes to show support for the youth. I think the most important thing is to, like I've mentioned before, create clusters to foster this kind of conversations, right? Right. Enough of the Jai, not enough. You can see Jai and party here, but like in your living room, you guys have this kind of conversation, have this kind of come up with strategy, come up with ideas. It doesn't mean you should enter politics, but okay, what criteria do we have for a valid candidate, for example? Look for that person and support that person.
Right.
And the good thing about some of these people is that this is you, is us that are supporting you. Back to our accountability talk, you answer to us when you enter there. All these are money we are putting behind, all these are resources, all these are retweets, all these are this thing. When you enter there, you're able to answer to all of us.
Right.
And that's why it's good we do it collectively. So it's not one godfather, it is all of us that's sending you there. So when you get there, you have to answer to all of us. There's no one person's interest, it is all of our interests. So for me, that's the advice, and that's the way I see forward for the youth entering politics.
So can we expect to see you on the ballot 2023 running for president? Definitely not for president, right? Because at the end of the day, politics is about winning, And if you think about it, the easiest place for you to win as a young person is actually the place of most impact. Those are your local level. Right.
Leave all this, like you can win councillorship. You can win local government, you can win state house of assembly.
Yeah.
You have to win. It's not about just running for posturing sake.
Go to where you can win, and that place you can win is where you can have enough impact at the grassroots level. If you can just even be a local government chairman for 8 years and that's all, with good intention, with empathy, with good, the change you make there, you can change the whole mindset of the people, and those people now become the propagators of change for other people they meet. So is for another advice is take out your quote against your side. Don't let passion and everything just like be strategic here, right? And look at those seeds. Look at those seeds, right? Those kind of seeds, for example, they are easy to win, especially if you engage, like as mentioned, people in this grassroots. Let me tell you something about the people in grassroots here. They are not dumb. They know that the current crop politicians are stealing away their future, right? They know they are not dumb, right? But here's the challenge here. Unlike us, these politicians still go and meet them, even if it's every 4 years, and acknowledge them and talk to them and give them rice, give them beans, give them oil. We don't do that. We look down on people like that. We don't the second you acknowledge them, just even engage these people, they'll collect the politicians' rights and eat, but they'll vote for you because they are not dumb. So it's to engage with these people on a grassroots level. They know these things, but since there's no hope for change, like okay, the only option I have is to still collect this thing from these politicians, right? That's my only bread and butter. But once they see there's a legit avenue for them to secure someone that looks like them, right, things will change.
So can we expect to see you on the ballot 2023 running for president?
Definitely not for president, right? Because at the end of the day, politics is about winning, yeah. And if you think about it, the easiest place for you to win as a young person here is actually the place of most impact. Those are your local level. Give all this, like you can win councillorship, you can win local government, you can win state house of assembly. You have to win. It's not about just running for posterity's sake. Go to where you can win, and that place you can win is where you can have enough impact at the grassroots level. If you can just even be a local government chairman for 8 years and that's all, with good intention, with empathy, with good, the change you make there, you can change the whole mindset of the people, and those people now become the propagators of change for other people they meet. So is for another advice is take out your quote against your side. Don't let passion and everything just like be strategic here, right? And look at those seeds. Look at those seeds, right? Those kind of seeds, for example, they are easy to win, especially if you engage, like as mentioned, people in this grassroots. Let me tell you something about the people in grassroots here. They are not dumb. They know that the current crop politicians are stealing away their future, right? They know they are not dumb, right? But here's the challenge here. Unlike us, these politicians still go and meet them, even if it's every 4 years, and acknowledge them and talk to them and give them rice, give them beans, give them oil. We don't do that. We look down on people like that. We don't the second you acknowledge them, just even engage these people, they'll collect the politicians' rights and eat, but they'll vote for you because they are not dumb. So it's to engage with these people on a grassroots level. They know these things, but since there's no hope for change, like okay, the only option I have is to still collect this thing from these politicians, right? That's my only bread and butter. But once they see there's a legit avenue for them to secure someone that looks like them, right, things will change.
I agree. Eno, what do you think the future of Nigeria would be if nothing changes?
I don't want to speak in the negative because I know that the new Nigeria is coming, but
I know, right? It has to.
Changes, like I would always say, impunity will reign supreme, and it will involve in a total collapse. We can't kid ourselves. We can't kid ourselves. By the time we have mopped up all the resources in the country, there will be nothing left but desert land. That's the fact. So there's nobody that can be redeemed. And this is the message to everyone out there. No matter how bad you have fallen, you can rise up again and do the right thing. Do the right thing. Do the right thing. give hope to the people who put you in those positions. Give hope. Nobody is trying to
Yeah.
fight anybody. You must always remember that. Nobody is trying to fight anybody. We just want a country that we'll be proud of. When we leave,
Yeah.
you hold your passport with pride. You're not hiding it. Let me not be profiled. They'll carry me into a special room because I'm coming from this country. No, we deserve better. We deserve better.
Yeah.
So I don't want, like I said, I don't want to speak negatively. We are positive that new Nigeria is coming, but we all know what is happening. Things remain the same. We don't want to see that.
Anything, we have a responsibility to ourselves. Like, Nigeria has come a long way. It really has come a long way, and we have so many talented, incredible people that have come out of this country and are still coming out of this country, and we owe ourselves that responsibility to make this country work. And like you said, if you had any, like Esu said, if you had any lost hope before, but seeing how everybody came together in unison, like, that gives you hope that yes, a change can happen in that country. To see, like, it was so pleasing to see how everyone came together, like we were Christian or Muslim, it didn't matter. Like, we all came together and we were helping each other, and that was so amazing and incredible to see. So, like, if a lot of us youth, like, decide that this is what we're going to go into to enact changes, the amount of support that we will get, I think, will be astonishing, to like continue to give us that ginger to like really go out and do it, because we can do it. We have to fix this country. Like, we can't all run to Canada or US or wherever everybody's trying to run to. We cannot. Like, we have to fix this country, and I'm so proud of all our young people, despite how we've been branded as hoodlums or drug dealers or 419. Like, we know better, and because we know better, change is going to come. So I'm so excited, and I'm excited that you both are here joining me with this conversation. But before we log out, do you have any message to the youth out there, or to Nigeria as a whole?
Yeah, so I'm going to speak to the youth because especially people that fall in the same space as me. I'm one of those people that did not believe. I don't have a PVC. I don't have a PVC. I've never voted before, simply because of the obvious fact it's always rigged, right? And two, I didn't want to risk my life. Like, you see, you guys shooting and putting wood and stuff like that, right? But it just dawned on me during all of this, yeah, that it's because of our lack of participation in these things. Because one, we're not going to vote. Two, we're not even being voted. We're not even on the ballot here. That's why, like she said, impunity can reign. You get? We are not, because we're not there even just see why a lot of like the older generation get away with stuff, because they know no one is looking. If you ask any youth, okay, what did the Senate speak about on the floor? What bills or whatever? I'm not saying everything. We have no idea, right? I'll give you an example. Over the past few weeks, by the way, she mentioned Tracker. I think I probably want to come back to that. Tracker is something that's existed for a long time now, right? So they have Tracker, that's to track projects going on in your state and your constituency level. And they have budget, so that's like for your state budget, government budget, see where money is going and what's happening, right? And there's another one, Shine Your Eye, by the same company, shineyoureye.org. So that's a list of like different arms of governments, constitution, like they brought out all this information so people can digest them. Even a list of all your representatives, their pictures, their phone numbers, what you want to get there on this website. So the advice is to educate yourself, right, and participate. Those are the two things, right? So even me personally, my computer is this way now. The tabs are open. I've been doing research for the past few weeks, educating myself, because honestly, I've not participated enough to know enough, right? And for me, that is the first step. And two is, don't give up on elections. I know elections are always rigged, right? But don't give up election, because by the time we participate in mass, by the time the same way we gathered for the whole SARS protest, we are there at polling booths, making sure that nobody leaves their ballots
votes are counted. We're there helping organize, helping keep stuff accountable. Change just might come. Change just might come. So the advice there is just not to give up hope. At least we have not participated before. That's it. The only thing we have not done is participate. So let's participate now and see, and see if there's any change, if there's any outcome before you even think of giving up.
Right.
So that's all I.
For that. And what about you?
So my message to my colleagues, and the judiciary is supposed to be the last hope of the common man, but that's not the case anymore. We have to change that narrative, and we must change that narrative. The current MBA chairman has been doing quite a lot to, change that narrative. He's doing a lot of legal aid, helping people who have been detained unlawfully. So, however you can volunteer, please do. Don't be a bystander. Don't say it's not my business. It's your business. Because even if you put yourself in a big mountain and surround yourself with a high fence, you will still have to come out of your house and move on that bad road. You have, you can't shy away from the things that are going on. So you need to get involved. There are a lot of things that are going on right now in the Nigerian Bar Association. So I implore everyone to please get involved. If you have ideas, various ways that we can help, please, it's very important. The judiciary needs to be transformed. We need to, there needs to be more technology. All this paper filing and things, it needs to change. I mean, the stress and a lot of, for me, I ran away from litigation because you adjournments, and you have cases that would last for like 6 years. A lot of those things need to change. People need to know that if I go to court, I will get redress. I will get redress for the wrongs that have been done to me. Let people not say, I don't want to go to court because I don't think to waste my time. No, so that needs to change. That narrative needs to change. So wherever we are, whether you're a senior lawyer or a junior lawyer, everyone needs to stand up and ensure that there's a total cleanup of the judiciary. Also, history, very important. Where are we coming from? We need to know our history. A lot of us don't know our history, and if we read history, we would know the reason why a lot of people are pained, why there's a lot of pain and some tribal sentiments that are, taking place between some tribes. It will help you to be more sensitive in relating and interacting with people. So that is very, very, very important. I, on my own, I have promised myself that I'm going to start educating to the best of my ability. I'm going to be picking laws, important laws, human rights laws, different laws that affect citizens, and I'll look for a good platform, summarize it, and using it to push out all that information so that people are aware of their rights and they are aware of the laws and the regulations, various things that they can use to support their existence in the country. So I encourage everyone to do the same thing. So thank you.
I agree. Thank you. So just a summary, based on everything Eno has said the whole of today, be morally sound within yourself. I think that's very important. We have a responsibility to ourselves first before we can begin to think about how we can enact change in our nation, because it's pointless if we're not morally sound and then we're trying to do this, do that, and yet we're not. It just doesn't make sense. So let's be morally sound. Jesus said, let us educate ourselves and participate. It's very important. Let's do the work if we want to see change. Educate yourself, participate, don't give up, and you'll be surprised how much change we can do just within all ourselves. So thank you all for joining. I am so humbled. I am so thankful that you guys decided to join me today. And I hope that even with the little that we've been able to discuss today, it could help other people who watch this and, decide that they need to be changed for themselves also. Because we need a country we can be proud of. We need a country where we can be safe. We don't need to run out to various countries to just have a better life. We can have a better life in our own country. There's nothing stopping us from having that. And it's funny, we have these infrastructures in place. It's just that it's not it's not used like way it's supposed to, and we have the mindset to be able to enact all these changes. So let's not give up on our country. Our country, Nigeria, is amazing. I love our country. I am always Nigeria for life. Nigeria girl for life. Nothing can change that. So thank you all so much. And I'm really proud of both of you to see you guys lending your voices in your different areas. Don't stop. Please continue to do so, and there will definitely be a reward. So again, thank you for joining, and I'll see you all next time. Thank you. What a great discussion. I'm so thankful and humbled to have Enna and Gabriel as guests today. Thank you for making the time to chat with me. I hope you all enjoyed this episode. So keep watching this space for more to come. And if you would like to be a part of our show, or you have any discussion topics you would like us to talk about, just email us at thechat@kobostudios.com. So don't forget to follow us on all our social media platforms at TheChatwithUK, and you'll find us there. So thank you all for tuning in. I'll see you next time on The Chat. Bye for now.